They are the warriors. They are the protectors. They are the fearless women of the IDF, standing on the front lines, side by side with their brothers in arms. When war came to Israel's doorstep on October 7th, they didn't hesitate. They fought, they defended, they sacrificed. And today, we get an inside look at their stories. I'm Yair Pinto, and this is My State, a program about current events, my belief in God, and my journey in the Holy Land. And today, I'm standing where Israel's toughest warriors, men and women, train side by side to defend the nation of Israel. And behind me, that's Tulkarem, in Judea and Samaria. Women have been part of Israel's defense services since the very beginning, but their journey into combat and leadership has been a long and hard-fought battle. In the early days of the IDF, women served mainly in support roles, despite proving their courage in Israel's War of Independence. One of the biggest turning points came in 1995, when Alice Miller's legal battle forced the IDF to open its elite fighter pilot course to women, setting a precedent for greater integration. From there, doors slowly began to open. Women gained entry into combat units like infantry, artillery, and tank divisions, and today they serve on the front lines in special forces, intelligence, and air defense. But the fight didn't stop there. Women also pushed for leadership positions, raising through the ranks to become commanders, generals, and strategic decision makers. Now, female officers lead battalions, command fighter squadrons, and serve in top IDF headquarters, proving that strength, strategy, and leadership have no gender. Their presence in the combat and high command is no longer an exception, it's the future. Since October 7, thousands of Israeli women have stepped up to fight. These women have shattered expectations, defied stereotypes, and proven that courage knows no gender. Female soldiers have served in elite combat units, from tank crews and infantry battalions to combat intelligence, artillery, and air defense. On the front lines, they've defended Israel in fierce battles, like the all-female tank crew that eliminated dozens of terrorists on October 7. Women have also fought in Gaza, Lebanon, and along the borders of Israel, directing strikes, gathering intel, and operating heavy weaponry. Women have even served as pilots, combat navigators, and UAV operators. Tragically, at least 52 female soldiers have fallen, and hundreds have been wounded. But their bravery has reshaped the battlefield. Their heroism has earned them praise from IDF commanders and paved the way for even greater integration of women into combat. Now, we're about to meet face to face, hear their stories, feel their resilience, and understand what it truly means to be a female warrior in the Israeli Defense Forces. But before we do, please like, share, and subscribe. That way, you too can be a defender and protector of Israel. We started this war, a few months ago, the Iron Wall, Chomot Barzel, right here. And your unit took part of it. You fought against the Palestinian Islamic Jihad, against Hamas, in this area that they have like really terror hubs located in the streets there. What was it like to fight this evil?
Our unit was in Tulkarem. We were there for 3 weeks, and we entered on foot. We walked about 2.5 miles. We stopped the terror that took place there. There were a lot of terrorists who fled to Nur Shams. So we were there. We guarded the place. We evacuated all terrorists. The Hamas supporters hid a lot of weapons in civilian houses. Our goal was to get into the houses to find all the weapons so they wouldn't kill us. We found around 100 rifles there, magazines, guns, M4s, M16s, all the kinds that could have harmed any Israeli citizen. They could have entered the country, and we found it. One of the units killed a terrorist who shot towards them. A soldier was injured in her arm because of that. Eventually, our goal is to monitor every event that can take place because of the Palestinians who can invade and carry out attacks on Israeli citizens.
What was special was that we were not the only force in Tulkarem. There were many other forces from all kinds of battalions and units. I mean, we see how it doesn't matter if it's a mixed battalion or not. In the end, we are one for the other, and we do the same work. We want to avoid as many terror attacks as possible. We want to protect the home. We want how they don't like us. They try to prevent us from getting to places, or they plant explosives and so on. But we are here to stop it and prevent it from happening. We are actually here in a place that it's a bit complicated. There is also Israeli Jewish settlements here, as well as Arab villages. Everything is extremely close, everything is connected by a fence. And the complexity here is that the roads are shared. Palestinians and Jews share the same roads here, basically, and Israelis. True, and we really face, unfortunately, on a basis of a few months, terror attacks that happen here. If it's a shooting attack on a bus, if it's a shooting attack on cars, if it's a checking point that they try to stab or shoot at a security personnel. We're here to secure the sector as best as possible and to eliminate all kinds of terror attacks. Even in the villages themselves, when you come to arrest people who do bad things, you are in a place where you look at people and in the eye and there is nothing good in here. You just look for the good in them and you just don't find it.
You are paramedic. If I lose my hand in battle, you come and save my life.
Yes, exactly.
Did you have any experiences like this in the current fighting, in this round of hostilities?
Yes, there were civilians. People wanted to enter Israeli territory. They threw stones at the soldiers, and they almost hit them. And one of the attackers lost his eye. The soldiers shot them in the leg to neutralize the threat. So we went and treated the person with the eye injury. We called our battalion aid station and the Red Cross to take him, and that's how we saved his life as well.
Ah, cool. So you also treated a Palestinian that got harmed in this conflict.
Yes, that's part of the paramedic's oath. We have to save every person.
So you take an oath as a paramedic to save life in general?
Yes.
That's really nice. I didn't know that. You know, on top of fighting this actual war against Hamas and other terrorists in Judea and Samaria and in Gaza, Hezbollah, Houthis, Syria, we are fighting a war for the truth around the world. And people need to understand that the IDF is the most humane army in the world, and it has people like you, soldiers like you, that fight, but they also care about the lives of the Israelis, the lives of everybody involved.
The Middle East is complicated. Evil thrives here and wears many different faces.
But in the middle of it all is Israel, a tiny democracy fighting for its life against extremist regimes and terrorist armies that glorify death, not life.
And yet somehow the world calls us the aggressor.
Because evil has hijacked the narrative and twisted the truth.
And the West? Well, too often it believes the lies because comprehending such evil is hard. And when people can't understand it, they misplace the blame.
This battle isn't just about Israel. This is a threat to the entire free world.
Because when the truth dies, freedom dies with it.
So stand with Israel, defend the truth, and make sure it gets out to the entire world. Go to www.tbn.org/standwithisrael and donate now. Our future depends on it. So I have to ask, what does it feel like to be a fighter in the IDF, the Israeli Defense Forces?
From a young age, it was my dream to be a fighter, to protect my home. My country is my home. and I didn't see myself doing anything else. Being a fighter is something I can only do in the army, and I really protect my home. I don't see any difference between women and men who guard this country here. It's a great honor. I'm the first daughter of my family who was enlisted in the army, so I want to do something meaningful, and I didn't see myself doing anything else.
For our viewers, it's important to understand that they finished high school at the age of 18 and decided to become fighters in the IDF. That meant that they need to serve an extra year within the mandatory military service of their time in Israel in the IDF. Okay, so instead of 2 years, you volunteer to do 3 years. You are, specialized in as a sharpshooter, so you have a special weapon. What's the training that you needed to go to?
I finished high school after about 4 months. I enlisted in the army. I wanted to enlist early. I wanted to protect the home as soon as possible. We went through 4 months of basic training. There's a week of year specialization. In this week, there are Negev gunners, there are sharpshooters. My commander chose me to be a sharpshooter. The training is just shooting during the fight, shooting at a distance because of the telescopic sight, magnifies by 4.
And what is your, weapon of choice? What is your pakal in the
I was really Negev. In the training, we also learn all the fire for long range. We learn how to fight in a built and open field. We are actually professionalized in everything related to fighting in any kind. We learn the field and how to blend in it.
Is your unit a joint unit of men and women, or is it a purely women unit?
It's mixed. It's men and women together in the same unit, in the same patrol, in the same arrest that we make. We really do the same thing, men and women as one.
Did you see any difference in the shape, or did you beat all the guys in boot camp?
Yes, sometimes you can see the difference in the strength. They can lift more and heavier things, but usually you don't see much of a difference.
It's heavy?
Right. You learn to love your weapon, even though it's very heavy. It weighs almost 17 pounds. You live with it, you love it and hate it at all the same time. But at the end of the day, it can save lives. There's nothing like this weapon. In general, the training is very crazy because you experience a lot of things. It's also a bond with yourself. When you go through it, you fight for your purpose. And I have proven to myself that there's nothing I can do and nothing will stop me. After my Negev training, I went straight to commander's course. I was a commander, I had soldiers.
How many soldiers did you command?
I had 10 soldiers. I commanded them. It's to be there for people and to understand that their eyes look at you at all time. So you always have to do your best. You always have to fly high and always stand by your standards and see that they are the best.
I have to ask, what you're wearing looks super, super heavy. Do you feel it, or you're just used to it already?
You get used to it.
You get used to it, huh?
Yes.
And this is like a bulletproof vest with magazines, with everything that you have as a paramedic. And we added a few microphones for the video. But you get used to it, really.
The paramedic vest weighs about 15 to 22 pounds. The ceramic vest, how much does it weigh?
7 pounds, give or take.
6.5 pounds. The weapon can weigh between 6.5 pounds to 17.5 pounds.
A lot of weight on you.
Depends which weapon.
A lot of back pain, but it's all to protect the country.
Oh, important.
A sense of mission.
You're about to be released, right? You're about to conclude your military service, and when you're going to be released, what are you going to do?
At the moment, since October 7th, they decided to make the service longer, to have 4 more months as reserves. For every man and woman fighter who get released, they decided to add 4 more months. So there will be more people in the army, more women power.
So you're going to get released and then get redeployed within your reserve military service?
Yes, from wearing civilian clothes and cutting off my IDF ID card, I'm going back to my army uniform.
Well, this is part of life here in Israel. I completely understand also, personally. And you, how long do you have left?
I will be released in July, and we will probably continue for 4 more months of service, which means I will serve 3 years in total. Maybe I'll continue more. Who knows?
So thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for defending the state of Israel, the people of Israel. And I hope that you have a nice civilian life in your maybe a few days before you go back into reserve duty here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We've just heard the incredible stories of these brave women warriors who have stood in the face of unimaginable danger to defend their families, their people, and their homeland. Their courage, sacrifice, and unwavering commitment to Israel's security are nothing short of inspiring. But their battle isn't over, as they continue to stand on the front lines, risking everything for the safety of their nation. They need our support. So today, we ask you to pray for their protection, their strength, and their safe return home. And above all, let us pray for the peace of Jerusalem, and may God watch over Israel and bring lasting peace to this land.
Hello, this is Mati here in Jerusalem with TBN Israel.
This is Yair Pinto from TBN Israel here in Jerusalem. TBN Israel is keeping viewers informed with Israel-focused news, culture, and what God is doing in this land.
Support TBN Israel today online at tbn.org/Israel. Thank you.